99% of colorists or people who try to do color grade are using saturation wrong. In fact, they do not really understand there are 4 types of saturation you can do in the world. First, saturating without affecting your exposure, additive color saturation, and subtractive color saturation. And the last but not least, the saturation along axis of vectorscope. We look at the first step, film spectral contrast. This is what I'm talking about, saturating without adding exposure to an image. And that is the innovation that we have done with this tool. So it's doing channel level of color contrast. So when I increase red contrast, look at what happens. There are green contrast. You can calibrate this. Basically, you can create a look just based on this slider. Look at how wonderful this entire change has done to the image. All right. Just one little adjustment, okay? So once this stage is done, we are introduced to 2 other kind of options. One is color swap, which is additive saturation, and color density, which is subtractive color saturation. So let's look at color density first. When I decrease the global density, look at how it actually saturates the image, but darkening the pixel at the same time. So maybe I turn on the Vectorscope so it's easier for us to understand RGB parade as well. So everything becomes even clearer. Okay, let's look at this so you understand what exactly I'm talking about. So when I reduce the density, look at what happens. It's saturating the image, but at the same time, it's darkening my pixels. This is pure Lambert Law. This is physics at the core of saturation, or for films. Sometimes you question, why I buy such an expensive camera? I can't get the color looks like other filmmakers out there. The secret is subtractive color science. When you use a film stock, more colors means it blocks more light. For example, now I max out the global density then I max out the cyan density as well, blue density as well. Look at how it saturates the image, but it feels so rich, dense. It doesn't get my image brighter. All right. So now let's go to color swap. You will see a totally different engine. When I increase the global saturation, when I increase the green saturation, blue saturation, cyan saturation, look at what's happening here. It seems very cheap, right? It seems it's like a balloon. You are stretching the surface and it becomes thinner. The colors look cheap. So what separates you is not camera, it's the saturating technology you are using. But there are times you want to use color swap, where you want to swap the colors. For example, red. By brightening the pixels, it's easier to swap them comparing to density. So that's why we have 2 different engines. There will be time you want to saturate and brightening the image. There will be time you want to saturate the image and darkening the image. But that should be given to me as a colorist, as a mindset. Depending on my mood, depending on the client's mood, we change the mood of what we're seeing. Okay, so that is how it goes. So look at color swap here, max out saturation. And look at color density, max out saturation. It's totally different kind of story. All right. The richness, the expensive look of the film come from pure Lambert Law. So basically, full stop. That's how it goes. We burn the physics in. So now let's max out all the density. Look at how rich the entire image looks. I'm not even bluffing. You can see with your own eye. At subtractive color science versus additive color science is 2 different engines of saturation. All right. So now let's do something more exciting. We go to a different node, use color slice. We compare this with the best saturating tool in DaVinci Resolve, which is color slice in my eyes. It's closest to subtractive. If you use color slice, I max out the saturation. I max out every single saturation on the parade. So basically, they separate them into different channels, similar to us, but their math is not as great. So look at this. This is the maxed out saturation at color slice, and this is our result. Can you tell the difference? It looks so cheap on color slice simply because the density is not real. Look at how well our image stays very nicely exposed, at the same time looks so rich in the colors. Look at the shirt, look at the background. Our iteration is so much better. And look at the details. It's actually much betterly rolled off. So that's the different engine we are comparing to. So now for film separation, it's a totally different design. It's saturating along axis of vectorscope. This is very powerful to colorists. Once you build a palette, you need film separation. So for example, now I have a red and cyan. It's too much. I can reduce it specifically along the axis. And I can increase it along magenta and green axis. This helps you to narrow your look and palette. Look at how well now it's narrowing the palette. Blue and yellow as well. I'm creating saturations along where exactly I want the palette to be. So that is very, very powerful. So now, once we've done a shot, let's go to another one. We can copy and paste to another shot. Look at how well this everything just works. Because our engine is built on 32-bit float math, the consistency across different shots is stunning. So we can copy to another shot. Look at how well it stays. But now I show you one more thing, which is Film Mixer. Look at the before and after. It's crazy. So look at Film Mixer itself. Now we have, let's off the film separation. You want to build a palette after you saturate, right? To an orange, to a pink, magenta and green, yellow and blue. This level of Film Mixer is actually doing channel math. That means it's remixing the channels, the RGB outputs into an opposite. For example, red can become cyan if you reduce red. So let's reduce red. Look at what happens. It's massaging all the red information into cyan. So this is color palette and film look building as steroids. But you can simplify it with one slider. So behind it is normalized slider. And best part about channel mixing is that regardless you are working with 8-bit, 10-bit, 12-bit, whatever bit rate you try it, it will never break the image because it's channel math. It's not pixel selection. So our density tools and all the saturation tools are still pixel related. Channel math is channel related. So that's all for PFL Color Suite. I hope you can understand better about how different saturating tools can create different results. And I'm clearly sure that now you understand in what situation you should use additive color science and what situation you should use subtractive saturation. So I hope this exposes you to a better spectrum of better tools. Sometimes it's not about the best camera. It's not about the best knowledge. It's about the best tool. And you'll work better than the rest. And you will be so coherent in your workflow. Okay, that's all for this episode. My name is Nash, Passion Fuels Ambition. I shall see you in the next one.